Hello, YouTube. We're here to talk about the class we took.
Hmm.
All right, so I like taking classes. I don't know about you,
I
Joel,
do.
but I'm a
Well,
fan.
being a forever student myself, I don't really. I mean, I'm just trying to continue to figure things out, or to improve things. I don't think either one of us are what fooled ourselves into thinking we know everything there is about it.
I'm never happy with my shooting,
Yeah.
ever. So I do like taking classes. Last year I did the Bruiser Industries, what,
Yep.
scope,
Joe Dawson.
yeah.
So like a
I
scoped carving class.
did a Mason Lane class,
Hmm.
which was super fun. Really liked that. So this year we got the opportunity to slide into a KD4 class,
Hmm.
which if people don't know Kyle, what the what's his well, what's his background? He's been around as a trainer forever, I think.
Hmm. He was in the
Um,
military for a bit. I think he did some like civilian
he did
stuff.
like 10 years with the Navy, I think. He was he was a SEAL. You know, he had a lot of like he saw action
Hmm.
quite a lot, so it's kind of his bent is a little more sort of tactical or real world application is a
Hmm.
better way of putting it.
Hmm.
Um, it is, I mean, he does teach shooting in the class, of course, and from a performance perspective, but he does not have a competitive shooting background. He has, well, I think he's done a little, but not that's not his main thing. His main thing is like applying the stuff real world.
Yeah.
So what would you say that the focus of the class? It was a 2 day pistol class that
Hmm.
we did. There's some combatives mixed in there. I think what did we shoot? 1,200 rounds maybe. I
Probably that sounds about right.
think he said bring 1,000 or it's a little extra. I think we ended up shooting like
Any
1,200.
any opportunities I could for extra reps,
I like shooting.
I was jumping in the line if I could. So, what maybe 2 or 3 hours of like the combative stuff. So some just empty hand stuff, a little bit of knife stuff, and the rest of it was shooting.
Hmm. So the shooting stuff I predominantly liked and agreed with, which didn't shock me because Pranka met DeFore and they shot together. And what the reason that I was very keen to do the class is because I heard Kyle like saw better ways like doing like doubles and predictive shooting and like more aggressive training concepts. So he saw that from Matt and then immediately changed up what he was doing.
Mhm.
So that when I see that someone's like open minded and they're changing what they're doing, like I'm more inclined to really want to go
Yeah.
to the course.
So that was on my radar. And then I do a podcast. I don't know if people are familiar or not. It's Training Group Live. So if you,
Never heard of this.
I know exactly whatever you listen to your podcast to, if you want to check that out, it's just a weekly podcast I do. Anyway, so I messaged Kyle asking if he'd be willing to come on the podcast. And well, I'll just tell a story. I asked, what, a lot of times it's an easy way for me to vet people because I'm just talking about training and shooting. And people will answer the questions the way they do, and it will be a good insight for me. If I believe personally they understand what they're talking about, if they don't, if they're actually into training, just trying to earn a paycheck. I mean, you can tell a lot about a person by the way they answer the questions. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, 100%. If you're, even if it's like guys saying stuff that's like kind of wild or kind of
Mhm.
like Tom Castor is a good example.
He's a little bit crazy
He's kind
sometimes.
of like, yeah, but he's very likable and he's saying
Uh-huh.
the things for himself and he'll talk about it.
He's all into training.
Yeah, so it's like I find him like a kind of an interesting personality, right? And then I would say most instructor type guys are like regurgitating their copies of a copy, like a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy, like that old Michael Keaton movie, like Multiplicity, like copy, 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 and they just get a little dumber, as copy more stuff,
Yep.
and then eventually you arrive at a guy that they don't know what they're saying, they don't know fucking shit, and it's like I don't care what they think, like that kind of stuff, and that's I would say predominantly that's most instructors. Like I don't really give a shit what they say, to be honest with you,
I
because it's
agree.
like they're not. It's like whatever. You're not saying anything interesting, and he's like, I can see he's like regurgitating this other stuff, and it's like okay,
You
whatever.
feel like they're saying what they're supposed to say,
Yeah.
what the manual says or what they've heard somebody else say.
Yes.
So anyway,
I mean, yeah, you got into it with friggin' Tim Herron the other day, didn't you?
I did.
You were
You
getting
did.
saucy. You were on YouTube. You're talking about how this hit factor math stuff is dumb, which it is. Joel, stirring up the
I
drama.
try.
But anyway, as part of that kind of discussion, you liked Kyle. You're like, no, he's giving intelligent answers.
Well, there's a couple things that I think are important and worth talking about. There's kind of, I think, two camps. You could have an outcome based training. So I want to train just to get you to make this score, this time, this standard, so you can get a patch, a belt buckle, a gizmo, a secret handshake, or you could be process oriented. So for process, like Ben, I teach process oriented, where it's like we don't really give the time to anybody. You teach or train with us for 2 days. We don't tell you what the time is for anything.
Mm-hmm.
If you do, maybe it's very rarely. Instead, wherever they are, they could be better. So we're always just coaching to whatever comfortable is to make them go a little bit faster. Not really looking for an outcome, just where we think they could be or whatever the next step is. So anyway, Kyle was very much on the same page, being very process-based, talking about doing predictive shooting, what he looks for, how he evaluates his training. And so I called Ben as soon as the podcast was over. I was like, this is a guy that you would like. I liked him.
Yeah.
We should take a class with him, because I liked his thought process for teaching, and he's passionate about the stuff.
Yeah, and I thought he's super high energy. He did remind me of Tom Castro in that way. I told him that.
Yes.
He didn't know who the hell Tom Castro was, but I like his high energy. He's very enthusiastic. The approach to the shooting part of the course was logical and made sense to me. It was predominantly cops or guys that are defensive oriented. If you were interested in just a pure shooting class, this wouldn't be it. This was not, it was a little bit out of our normal wheelhouse, but again, it's like, well, fuck it. Like, let's go see what it's about and, take what you can and learn what you can. So the shooting part was like really oriented around like faster than real world speed as far as your shooting, using that as a training tool. Like that whole process, our shooting stuff is structured very largely the same way. So it wasn't anything crazy. And then it was like some more dynamic shooting, a lot of running around, running with a gun, with, people around you, shooting with people around you, shooting and moving and getting like offline, that kind of stuff. Like that was the shooting component of it. There was a combatives component, which I haven't done much combatives. I've done a little bit. This stuff seemed better. Like straight up just seemed better. It was integrated in an intelligent way with using a handgun. So it was like elbow strikes and a little bit of like knife stuff. One thing I thought was cool about Kyle is if he says something, like he will do it. And he was demoing some knife stuff, and I don't know that much about knives. He's like, oh yeah, I'll take this bitch and put it right through an ammo can right now. And this is like I get a group, and I was like, Joel, go get your ammo can, dude. And it's like Joel gets his ammo can, brings it over, and dude just goes boom and just puts a hole in a friggin' ammo can with a little knife. I was like, awesome. Like that was cool.
Yeah, and he was talking about not only the blade not only mattered for doing that, but the technique. Because if you like don't grip the gun well or grip the knife well, you have your hand slide off and like slice the front of your fingers.
Yeah, he's
open.
like, yeah, he was smart. He's like, don't do this.
Yes,
I'm gonna do this. Do not do this. There was a big emphasis on safety, especially with the knife stuff.
That was interesting. So
he's kind of saying like these can fuck you up in a way that we can't fix.
And they never run out of ammo.
They don't run out of ammo.
And there was some stuff that at the time you and I were talking like, it's a little goofy. It's like, don't point the knife at anyone. I'm like, yeah, it's like okay.
No, I understand that they have a procedure.
Yeah, but then you're like, and the way they pass knives back and forth, like all those procedures, and I'm like, well, it's actually pretty similar to firearm safety.
It honestly is. It's like don't point it at shit you don't want to stab.
Yeah, which like it actually made sense. We stop back and think about it. So I really liked that. The other thing that I was telling you that I really struck me as interesting was, again, I've done a couple friends have done some combative stuff that I've just seen or videoed, like content for YouTube, and a lot of stuff I've seen is just like a strike or something, just enough to get them an arm's length or whatever away so you could draw your pistol and deploy it.
Well, no, it was
But this was not that at all.
Yes.
This was actually being able to fight, but it was not just let me get you an arm's length away so I can get my pistol out. That wasn't the whole point of it. It was how to actually deflect, like strikes, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was way different, like a thought process in my brain.
Yeah. So
being an outsider.
Mm-hmm. So I had the same thing. I was like, oh, this is like very much from an understanding of an integrated sort of combative system where having a pistol is just a part of it. It wasn't like the gun was the answer for everything in his mind.
Right.
And again, that all made sense to me. So I definitely I appreciate what he's doing. Again, like combatives is not my normal deal, of course. I'm a little bit prissy. I don't want people pulling my hair in a fight. That's not nice.
Mm-hmm.
So
even the safety stuff with the combatives, I liked how he went to great lengths. So we had, I'm not even going to use these terms right, but like a punching bag, but it's like a rectangular block whatever that thing is, arm
The
guard,
tie pad.
tie pad. Sure, there you go. That's how good I am at this stuff. But he's talking about different ways, like you hold it like this, do not hold it like this. If you do this, you could break your arm or
Oh, no.
hurt yourself. Like there was a lot of thought process that went into all of it.
Like one friend of mine went and did it like their first jujitsu class and came back with a torn ACL and like needed surgery or like a whatever. And I was like, that was fucked up. That's fucked up. Like that should not have happened.
Mhm.
But in the Kyle class, like I did not feel in danger of anything like that going down at all. Right. So it's like nobody got hurt or got close to getting hurt. However, I mean, I'm doing pretty high speed like elbow strikes on Joel, and
Mhm.
you know that was nice. So it was like it was interesting, and it was safe, and it was well put together. So I liked all
But
that.
even how to hold the like the pad where it's like hold it this way, not being like
Well,
not so
yeah, I mean, there's ways if you hold it like this, like that guy's gonna
yeah, it's like
fucking
there's a
break
good
your arm.
chance, yeah, or he could hit you in the face. So like I liked all the safety minded stuff, especially for somebody like me that I have
complete pussy. Yeah,
correct that too, and no experience. I mean, either one or both.
yeah. So I mean, that was nice. And Kyle like talked crazy a lot, which I really
I
appreciated.
loved that stuff, but it was the right kind of crazy,
No,
and it was not really crazy talk that you could disagree with. It was just like he just sends it.
He's like, oh, hey, dude, if I like, if this or this happened, then I would do this, and this guy would be fucked or whatever. It's
Yeah,
like, it's so funny.
No, it was very good.
Yeah. So I found Kyle likable for sure.
Very much so. He definitely talks the same way we do, or I think shares our approach for training.
Yes. Who would this class be for? Who would it not be for? What do you think?
If you're just a practical shooting nerd and you're only interested in USPSA training, I don't think this would be a good fit unless
you wouldn't be happy.
Unless you have interest in the combatives type kind of stuff.
Well, no, if it's you just want
But if
shooting,
you just want
this isn't for you.
no.
But as far as the crowd, it was predominantly like cops and like self-defense guys. I mean, it was good. It was good for them, and they would like it.
For his audience, like
it.
they're not familiar with what hit factor scoring is, never heard of like predictive shooting before. So it was very new concepts.
Yeah, and he was teaching it effectively. He was just kind of like showing, and that's where he was using us as examples, right? Where, he's shooting. He's
drawing from concealment.
He's shooting, yeah, an appendix, little shorty 2011, like shorty staccato or whatever, and then talking about times, and then I would shoot the same exercise. Just he wouldn't normally do this or single people out, but since I was there, he could single me out and be like, "All right, do this," and then he'd be like, "So what do you think of this or that?" We could talk about time standards because, like I have a little bit of a background in that as well, so. It probably wouldn't present quite the same in every class, but just because he had me there, he could make use of it and show, well, this is what hit factor aggressive shooting looks like with an open topped freaking full size 2011 competition gun versus shooting from appendix with a much smaller gun. And I thought, I mean, he was very sensible as far as what the expectations were. And again, when I'm like, hey, get the like he has the same attitude, like, hey, get the most you can out of that system that you're shooting. That totally makes sense to me.
I agree. So I mean, yeah, the predictive shooting, like reactive shooting, aiming schemes, it's all really the same message. I presented a little bit differently, but really a lot of the same message that we have. So I like that stuff.
Well, there it is. We got to find a class to take next year. So guys, put your suggestions down
Yes.
below. I'm thinking right now, friggin' Sheriff of Baghdad, goddamn
I was thinking old
John McPhee.
Whistlefoot himself. Is he still
Tulane.
teaching?
No, that motherfucker would not let me into a class. But
Well, you'd be a mark. I could show up. I'd get like one of those glasses, the
he's
little
like,
mustache
there was
thing.
a big demeanor shift at SHOT Show when I saw him. He looked great at SHOT, by the way. He was wearing his suit. He looked amazing.
He looked like a samurai.
No, I'm not fucking
Oh.
around. Like suit was pretty well fitted, and he looked really. He did not look like a samurai. It was a Western style suit.
It'd be cool
But
if you had a samurai.
he did not want to
garb
talk
on.
to me. So I don't think Tulane's letting me in. Sheriff of Baghdad seems like it might be the deal.
You could be the deputy of Eau Claire.
Deputy of fucking Dusseldorf. I don't fucking know. Well, bring Matt, and he'll be the marshal of Mogadishu.
There you go.
All right, but seriously, put your suggestions for classes down below because we'll do another one next year.
Absolutely.